What rights and responsibilities do protesters have while they're out demonstrating? We'll take a look. Rising gold prices have led to big investment in the gold industry here in South Dakota. And Black Hills Habitat for Humanity is preparing for its biggest project yet. Your news starts now.
From Skyline Drive, this is KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Jack Cottle. Black Hills Habitat for Humanity is moving forward on its East Creek Village project that would bring roughly 40 townhome units for affordable home ownership to Rapid City. The project will be similar to the Madison Village project in Rapid City. The 4-acre lot was purchased about 4 years ago and zoned for office commercial space. Rapid City's Planning Commission approved the lot to be rezoned to medium-density residential to allow the organization to help fill what their executive director calls the missing middle of home affordability.
Right now, the average home sale price that's on the multiple listing service is about $450,000 in Rapid City. The median household income is about $60,000 a year. So what that results in is a huge gap between homes that are for sale and available versus what people can truly afford. So we're trying to close that gap.
Hangman added the next steps are to come up with the final design. He says he's hopeful to have construction begin in the spring of 2026. Much needed moisture fell across much of KOTA Territory today. Is this going to carry into the weekend? Chief Meteorologist David Stradling is here to let us know. I think it's safe to say it was kind of gloomy out there today.
Sometimes one of these gloomy days is kind of nice to have, Jack, just the cloudiness, the rain, but thankfully we don't get that often around here. We get more sunshine, which is what we're expecting going into the weekend with warmer air. But this moisture today was much needed and very welcomed across KOTA Territory. Most of that rain that fell earlier is now in central South Dakota, going to continue to push away from us, but a few light showers are lingering for parts of western South Dakota and into northeast Wyoming. A few more showers could be possible tonight into tomorrow, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything close to what we saw from today. A lot of low clouds here in Rapid City, some light showers as well, as you can see them sprinkling on the camera here. Those low clouds are going to continue, even some low fog levels into portions of KOTA Territory. We have 30s and 40s across many spots. Overnight tonight we'll all end up in the 30s, and for tomorrow, well, we will still have a stray shower possible. Rapid City will be cloudy with a high of 48, but there will be a few spots that make it into the 50s. We'll talk more about that weekend forecast coming up.
Thank you, David. The South Dakota Highway Patrol has identified the man killed in a crash Monday on I-90 10 miles east of Wall. The patrol says 21-year-old Tage Harold Tyler of Rapid City was killed when the Ford Focus he was driving made contact with the front bumper of a GMC Sierra, went into the ditch and rolled. 4 people in the Sierra were uninjured. Gold's hot moment of rising prices has led to investments in South Dakota's gold industry. KOTA Territory's Blake Trolley visited a mining company in Lead and has the story.
It's a good time to be a gold miner and a good time to be in the gold space.
Dakota Gold Corporation says gold's high price has landed the company $35 million in new investments in March alone. That's more money than what was invested all of last year.
We're very fortunate with the opportunities we have here in the Black Hills, both with our Maitland project and our Richmond Hill project. We have one of North America's largest undeveloped heap leach gold resources.
The company employs about 38 full-time and part-time employees. Contractors also land work from the operation. The new investment money will allow the company to fund operations through 2026. The higher price of gold also means more production opportunities.
We're able to mine a lower grade of ore that may have been known about 30 years ago that just wasn't economic. Today it's economic. So when we go to look at the extraction of a deposit, it's good for the people in South Dakota, too, to see the most complete utilization of the resource that's possible.
Aberle says gold mining has a strong impact on state revenues.
The impact that gold mining has, it's got a severance tax attached to the production of gold, and it generates multiples of income for the state that other businesses don't have.
The company aims to be producing gold from one of its sites in late 2029. However, Aberle says it could be a little bit longer depending on permitting. Market uncertainty has led to a rise in gold prices as people look for a safe haven to park their money. Blake Trolley, KOTA Territory News.
With all the protests that have taken place around the U.S. and here in Rapid City in the last several months, it serves as a reminder about the rights protesters have when demonstrating. The First Amendment of the Constitution protects a person's rights of freedom of expression, assembly, religion, and the right to petition the government. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, during protests, law enforcement must give equal treatment to both protesters and counter-protesters. In addition, protesters have the right to conduct demonstrations on public property, including sidewalks and parks. Rapid City's communications coordinator says an exception to the city's special event permit requirement are for gatherings that develop spontaneously due to a national issue or federal or local decision that leads to protest, but there are still rules to follow.
Staying on the sidewalks or in the public right-of-way. They're not impeding, doing anything on private property or doing anything to trespass on businesses or anything, going out into the streets and so forth.
The ACLU of South Dakota's advocacy manager says her organization recommends digital privacy and safety when out protesting.
We recommend that you don't take pictures of other protesters' faces or any kind of identifiable information and post that on social media. Privacy is really important these days.
Chapman adds it's a good idea to have facial recognition to access your phone turned off. This way, if the police arrest you and want to search through your device, she says they would have to get a warrant or your consent rather than simply holding the phone up to your face. The misuse of prescription drugs has been a persistent issue in the U.S. for years, which is why state and local law enforcement and the Drug Enforcement Agency bring awareness to the matter every year. The Rapid City Police Department and other state and local agencies are participating in National Drug Prescription Take-Back Day on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event brings awareness to people being responsible for safely throwing away prescription drugs. The event is an effort to remove potentially dangerous drugs from homes.
Our biggest goal is to get them out of the hands of potential criminals, even sometimes children. We just want to keep the public as safe as we can. We know that this is not the end-all means of solving our drug problem, but it's a step in the right direction.
On Saturday, people will have the opportunity to discard their unused or expired prescription drugs at a drop box in the lobby of the Public Safety Building. RCPD has participated in the event twice a year for over a decade. Elevate Rapid City continued efforts to design the city's innovation district today by gathering feedback from students at South Dakota Mines. Elevate leaders stopped by Devereaux Library, equipped with a map of the future downtown tech hub for hard rockers to annotate. Students got creative, writing their ideas with Post-it notes and building new facilities with Lego blocks. The Innovation District will encourage tech companies to set up shop downtown, creating internship and employment opportunities for Mine students. Elevate Rapid City Community Development Manager Laura Jones said she was happy with student turnout and came away from this session with some fresh ideas.
There was actually just a really great suggestion for an indoor kind of botanical garden or a green space with native plants so that it can be, a welcoming green space year round. I thought that was a great idea. I would be really excited about that.
The Innovation District will be located between 5th Street and the Mines campus, and development should ramp up in the next few years. Well, how important is federal money to small towns here in South Dakota? That's what a tour today is designed to show. That's up after the break, right here on KOTA Territory News at 5:30. Leaders from all over South Dakota are touring the city of Madison to highlight how federal money can be important to small towns. KOTA Territory's Grant Green has more on that tour.
You might remember when Mayor Roy Lindsay had a conversation with former President Joe Biden about the city of Madison finally getting connected to the Lewis and Clark water pipeline. And that became possible thanks to a 2021 bipartisan infrastructure law providing $152 million to the project.
To see the difference from the small businesses to the larger ones, and not only that, to the community infrastructure, that the funding brings to the area, it's crucial for these small towns, being in the area for over 30 years, Madison's on the grow.
Another massive project for the city of Madison is the Early Learning Center, which was achieved through a community development block grant. And while no cuts have been announced in the area of childcare, Mayor Lindsay is urging the federal government to consider the real impact funding reductions could have on small towns like Madison.
It's very important to Madison and other small towns that Congress takes a look at it and says, without this, what's going to happen to our small towns? what's going to happen to our businesses, where is it going to leave people in that, with their futures.
Mayor Lindsay said by far the two most important aspects to getting people to live in a small town is number 1, housing, and number 2, childcare. In Madison, Grant Green, KOTA Territory News.
Chief Meteorologist David Stradling is tracking much warmer air for the weekend. The details are in your accurate First Alert forecast next.
Now, the First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist David Stradling.
We have cloud cover across much of KOTA Territory. The moderate to heavy rainfall and snowfall is now pushing out of the area, mostly just rain into central South Dakota. But we did get some nice snow into portions of the Black Hills, the higher terrain there, and off towards the Sturgis and Piedmont area. There were some lighter accumulations, even some slippery roads, which was kind of impressive for that snow to overcome the melting and the incoming solar radiation. That moisture is moving away. We could still have a couple of showers overnight tonight, but we're not expecting much. A few showers still sticking around towards Martin, out towards Phillip, even some light moisture out towards now probably Rapid Valley into Box Elder. Northwest South Dakota, a few light showers continuing, and as we look off towards the west, there will be some more moisture chances coming into the region for us as we go throughout the rest of the overnight hours and into tomorrow. Now, the drought monitor was released today. There was a slight improvement up towards the Sheridan County area and into southern portions of Montana, but you will notice this area of D3 drought, the severe drought, sliding back up towards Rapid City once I fast forward here. So we had this drought creep back up into town and then some improvements off towards Wyoming and Montana. However, we are noticing the moisture today. That'll be incorporated in next week's drought monitor, which will be kind of exciting to see how it plays an impact because we did get some good moisture, a lot of half-inch to 1-inch reports around the Black Hills region and on the South Dakota plains, even some decent snowfall in the Black Hills with a few reports up there around 2 to 4 inches. 48 degrees is our high temperature tomorrow. Some lingering showers will be possible. We do have a lot of cloud cover that will be sticking around, and then we'll notice those showers coming to an end. Here's what we're looking at. A few showers, overcast for much of the night. Tomorrow, a lot of clouds remain. We could have a couple of light showers as well, but going into the afternoon hours, we will notice some clearing from the Badlands into northwest South Dakota into Carter County and closer towards Sheridan. For the rest of Wyoming, the Black Hills, including Rapid City and southwest South Dakota, the clouds should persist through much of the day. It will stick around into Saturday night or Friday night into Saturday morning, but by Saturday, clouds will clear up throughout the day, bringing plenty of sunshine for the afternoon hours. Now, here's a look at what we're expecting over the next 4 days. In Rapid City, we're 48. Those areas I mentioned that could get sunshine tomorrow, we may have 50s. By the weekend, we'll be in the 60s and 70s on Saturday, 70s to near 80 by Sunday. Saturday will be breezy. Skies will be clearing. By Sunday, we could have a couple of afternoon storms possible. Not a washout by any means, but the chance will be there. A few showers and storms could continue into Monday with a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures back into the 60s. Now, for the first part of May, we are focusing on above normal temperatures. It's going to be quite nice for us. Likely plenty of days in the 70s then. Moisture chances slightly favored to stay below normal for us as that moisture remains on the southern half of the United States there. Our city-by-city forecast tonight will take those temperatures in the 30s for many. A few spots may flirt with the 20s. Looking at you, Custer, with a low of 30 degrees. A couple of stray showers, rain or snow may be possible, but not much in terms of impacts. Over throughout the day tomorrow, highs will be in the 40s for many, some 30s into the Black Hills near Hill City and Custer, but the 50s will be where there's sunshine. Sheridan, Ekalaka, northwest South Dakota, out towards the Badlands. The next 3 days bring warmer air for the weekend with 60s and 70s likely. A few storms late Sunday, and in the 7-day forecast, we will fall back down into the low to mid 60s next week, and it will be a bit windy on Monday with those showers and possible storms.
Well, at least the rain is a nice trade-off for waiting up and getting some warm weather here in a couple of days.
Exactly, yeah. We need the moisture, so it fell today, not on a weekend. The weekend's going to be much warmer. I say you can't get much better than that.
Life is good.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, David. Coming up, the Sturgis boys basketball team has a new head coach. Plus, our athlete of the week broke a state record for the Custer track and field team. The Quick has all the details next in KOTA Sports.
Happy dinner time, everybody. Aaron Notaboom has been hired as the new head coach of the Sturgis boys basketball team. Notaboom is no stranger to local hoops fans as he previously served as the Hot Springs boys head coach. Notaboom replaces Dan Skinner, who stepped down at the end of the season. Kincaid Lehman is delivering an impressive season for the Custer Track and Field team. Lehman set a new state record in the triple jump with a leap of 48 feet, 7 3/4 inches at the Douglas Early Bird Invite. That broke the old state record by over 8 inches, which was held by Hot Springs' Bud Hamilton since 1991. And for his efforts, Lehman is our Gustafson Builders Athlete of the Week. Kincaid also competes in the long jump 100 meters and is a member of the Wildcats 4x100 meter relay team. And after setting a state record, Lehman is now focused on capturing some state titles.
Yeah, definitely win state in triple jump and win state in long jump. And I'm hoping maybe place 4x1 at state, maybe place 100 at state. And to reach those goals, I need to just get faster, keep working on my craft, keep getting stronger. And hopefully I'll keep improving. We have a lot of potential. We have a lot of kids already throwing, running, jumping good marks, good times that would place pretty good at state currently. So we're hoping to get #1 as a team at state this year.
It's an exciting time over at the Douglas High School as Paul Klein is signed on the dotted line to continue his football career at Dakota Wesleyan. Klein proved to be a valuable player and leader with the Patriots. Congrats to Paul and best of luck with the Tigers. Now, the state of South Dakota has settled a lawsuit with the NCAA that reduces the amount of money South Dakota State and USD will have to pay toward the NCAA's proposed $2.8 billion settlement, with former student athletes wanting back pay for NIL. Attorney General Marty Jackley says the settlement will provide approximately 33% relief for South Dakota's 2 Division I schools. He added the deal will also set a foundation for financial equity for female student athletes. Now, the NCAA is also committed to continue holding postseason tournament events in South Dakota. The Summit League basketball attorney brings in an estimated $10 million a year into South Dakota's economy. In the world of Major League Baseball this afternoon, the Twins came up on the short end, falling to the White Sox 3-0. That game was shortened to 7 innings due to rain. Shane Smith tossed 5 shutout innings, striking out 7, are out to picking up the victory. The Rockies dropped game 1 of a doubleheader to the Royals 7-4 today. Hunter Goodman and Jordan Beck homered for Colorado. Tennis, Jack, big week for tennis. Rapid City Invite gets going this evening with it. Team duels are going to be inside at the Tennis Center of the Black Hills and at the Arrowhead Country Club. I'll have highlights of that for you coming up tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock.
Of course, tonight, big night for NFL fans.
That's right. NFL draft gets going in just a few minutes. Once we're done here on the news, you can see it right here on KOTA Territory Television. Round 1 tonight. Tomorrow, round 2 and 3 begins at 5 o'clock. That means the 5:30 news tomorrow is a little earlier, starting at 4. So 5:30 news tomorrow at 4. Draft starts tomorrow at 5. Round 1 of the draft coming right up.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, Vic. Well, when you think of cereal boxes, you probably don't think of art, but that's just what comes to mind of a Dallas woman. That's up next on KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Be sure to tune into KOTA Territory News at 6 on Fox. President Donald Trump signed 7 executive orders that target colleges and K-12 schools. We'll break down what they are. Plus, we'll introduce you to our next Rising Star of the West Scholarship contestant. We have that and much more tonight at 6 on Fox.
Talk about thinking outside the box. A Texas woman uses empty cereal containers to create pictures and portraits. Some of her artwork is on display in a Dallas gallery. Brazita Holgan has the story.
It all started with a bowl of cereal. That's how artist Jenny Grumbles got the brilliant idea to do her cereal series.
My son and I eat a lot of cereal, and every time I see the boxes, I just think about their colors and the marketing on them, and I don't know what exact moment it clicked, but I was like, that needs to be my palette.
She has friends and neighbors for their cereal boxes, and when she had enough, she created her first piece.
Tried it out, it worked, so here I am making cereal art now. One of the most amazing parts of the cereal series is that I'm fully recycling trash to treasure.
Jenny says she's decided to only do portraits of people she loves.
Draco Mar is Frosted Mini Beats, and then Luka Charms is Luka Doncic. I spent all this time, blood, sweat, tears, never in a million years thinking that he was going to be traded.
Right now, 4 of Jenny's cereal box portraits are being displayed at Galleria Dallas. Jenny says creating each piece is truly a labor of love.
Painting takes way less time than this. This takes about 10 times as long as painting. If I want a certain color with cereal, I have to be like, okay, let's go find that exact shade of pink.
And even though it can be challenging, Jenny hopes her sustainable art inspires people.
Do you know, I feel totally inadequate just eating cereal and chucking the box.
Yeah, usually you just read the back of the box and you're eating the bowl of cereal, but now you got to get a little more creative, I guess.
Pretty cool artwork, though.
It is pretty cool. Kind of like the temperatures today,
Absolutely.
Jack. We were in the 40s, some spots in the 30s. Rain showers and cloud cover kept us in those 30s and 40s. We even had some snow showers for parts of the hills. The main part of that moisture is moving away. A few light showers linger tonight into tomorrow, but much warmer air moves in this weekend. 60s to near 80 on Sunday. A few afternoon storms. Back to the 60s, though, next week.
80 on Sunday. Good news.
It's going to feel good.
All right, that'll do it for us. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you tonight at 10.
Thanks for watching KOTA Territory News, your local news and weather authority.